Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspired disorder.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Thunder Force! New movie on Netflix, Thunder Force. Written and directed by Ben Falcone, starring Melissa McCarthy, Octavia Spencer. Superhero movie, comedy. Ben Falcone, sorry. Also written and wrote and directed another Melissa McCarthy movie called Life of the Party, a movie which I absolutely hated. And let's just say this movie is not much different. Life of the Party was pretty horrible. This is pretty horrible. This feels like it was a movie that was written for Chris Farley in the 90s, and they dusted it off. They're like, let's put Melissa McCarthy in there, because a lot of the humor in this comedy is fat people are funny. Look at fat people run around, and Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer are both fat people. I myself am a fat person, and it just felt like it's just stupid humor. There are funny parts. Melissa McCarthy's clearly improving in certain scenes, and those are the only scenes that are funny. No other performance. Jason Bateman's okay. He plays like a bad guy. He plays a miscreant, which superheroes in this world are miscreants. They are all criminals. And Octavia Spencer is like this Elon Musk type smart person that somehow doesn't understand how the taser works. But she's this super smart person who develops a way to turn normal people into superheroes to battle the miscreants. But the performances. Melissa McCarthy, okay. She's doing a lot with given very little, because it is stupid. I mean, most of this comedy is they're fat. Most of this comedy is they're stupid, and clumsy, stupid, fat. Kind of the trifecta of comedy for like stupid 90s movies or whatever. All of the writing stupid. I feel bad because I've only seen Octavia Spencer in 2 movies, I believe. This one, and I saw her in Ma. I am not a fan of Octavia Spencer. She is horrible. The performance that she's giving, it really feels like she just memorized her lines and is just reciting the lines that she memorized. She doesn't feel like she's in this movie. Most of the people in this movie don't feel like they're in this movie. Jason Bateman brings a little bit of life to his stupid crab character. But Octavia Spencer, I cannot understand the hype that this woman gets. I know she was in the movie The Help. I have not yet seen that. I'm sure she's amazing in it. I'm sure there are legit movies that are good that she is in. Obviously, this being a comedy and Ma being a horror film, you're not going to get the best writing in those movies. But as far as performances, most of the people in this movie are just wet blankets, while Melissa McCarthy is like this animated cartoon character doing stuff. The references are horrible. One of the reasons why this feels like a super like 90s movie is that Stephen Urkel is from Family Matters is a reference. So is Jodie Foster's Nell. Tay in the Wind. Those are references that would be in comedies from the 90s, not 2021. So just super out of date. Just the comedy is just bad, just so bad. The premise is stupid. So you're telling me all people that this solar flare or whatever hit the world, and it caused certain people's genetics to change and become superheroes. All of the people who became superheroes are called miscreants because they're criminals. The types of crimes these super criminals are doing are robbing a bank, sticking up. There's like 5 superheroes or super villains holding up a convenience store. It's like, why wouldn't you, if I was a super villain, right? If I had the ability, if I had superpowers and I was a miscreant, right? I'm going to Jeff Bezos's house. I'm going to Elon Musk. You know how many wealthy ass people that I would be robbing from? Way before going to a 7-Eleven to get whatever's in the cash register. It's just the dumbest writing. It just doesn't make any sense why supervillains would be doing the most mediocre crimes to get no kind of money. Now, of course, you find out that the mayor is in cahoots with the miscreants, and he's supposed to look like he's able to control the miscreants, right? He's going to make so I'm sure the fact that they're doing these petty crimes is part of, whatever. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. This whole movie is just dumb. It's a movie. There's a scene where Melissa McCarthy is playing Fortnite with Octavia Spencer's daughter. And they're playing Fortnite on iPads. Clearly on iPads, right? They could have covered up the Apple logo on the back of the iPad if they wanted. But the problem with playing Fortnite on an iPad is that you cannot play Fortnite on an iPad. You go through the effort to show that both of these characters are playing on Apple products. Meanwhile, the game that they're playing is widely known to not be available on that device. So it's just another example of stupidity, right? Octavia Spencer plays this genius scientist, but she doesn't understand how tasers work. Like, it's one thing to write a horrible movie. It's another thing for, I don't know, probably 100 people to read that piece of shit and then agree that it should be that you should spend millions of dollars developing a movie around it. Like, I can't understand how many people had to read this script and be like, yeah, okay, that's good. Now I know it's a comedy. You gotta pull back. You gotta pull back your critical eye when it comes to comedy. But it wasn't funny. Like, so much of the humor isn't funny. Like, some of the humor is like watching Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer try to get into like a Lamborghini or whatever, right? The most ridiculous car, but you got to have them go into the ridiculous car because they're fat, and it's got to be super tough to get into a super tiny car when you're fat. Like, they didn't want to use Mini Coopers, right? They didn't want to go that route. Let's go with a sports car. And let's do the fat joke of, like, having a problem getting into your car. I don't know. And also, if you were going to be given, like, in this movie, injections or a pill to get superpowers, to develop superpowers within yourself, right? And you had the ability of super cardio, super strength. Don't you think your body operating at such an efficient level, at this superhuman level, that it would be able to break down and process all the fat deposits in your body? Wouldn't you become, like, physically fit just from becoming a superhero? Like, why are superheroes why are they, like, why are they collecting fat in their bodies at the same level if their bodies are functioning at a super level? It's just stupid. It's really, they developed, like, they have this huge company where they're developing this technology in both injection and pill form for some reason, because it's funny, to develop superheroes, right? They put all this money, all this research, all this stuff. When they finally, start giving people superpowers, that is at the point when they start thinking of names. Like, don't you think at some point you're developing these superpowers and people, you're going to be making superheroes? Wouldn't you come up with an idea of some names of what these superheroes are going to be called, right? Like, you don't develop a business and go through all the stuff, and then, right after you've been open for, a decade developing all these things, like, and then you develop Viagra, then you're like, oh, we'll call ourselves Pfizer. Now that, it's just there's so much stupidity in this movie. I really did not like it. I zoned out many times just because I had to rewatch scenes because it's just boring and it's stupid and I don't like it. I don't like this director, Ben Falcone. I am sorry, but Life of the Party was a steaming pile of shit. This movie made me not like Octavia Spencer. Like, I just haven't seen anything good she's been in. And this movie, you did not get a good performance from Octavia Spencer. You got some funny things from Melissa McCarthy, like she's eating cereal with beer in it, whatever. You're seeing her roll around and do funny things, whatever. But it's a stupid movie. This is a dumb movie that's not funny. It's not I mean, it's something to put on, I guess, in the background. But I wouldn't. It's so rare that Melissa McCarthy's in anything that it's so sad that she is in these movies that are so horrible. Because I think she would be hilarious. I mean, this movie would have been so much better if they just replaced Octavia Spencer with somebody that's not just going through the motions. I don't like it should. If this movie was Melissa McCarthy and Jason Bateman, if Jason Bateman played the Octavia Spencer character where he's the scientist, I know he's a white man, so I'm sure the reason why they wanted two overweight women because they thought it was going to be funnier, even though Octavia Spencer is trying to play the straight man in this. But I think Jason Bateman would have been a much funnier straight man to play against Melissa McCarthy. But I don't know. It's still, and Octavia Spencer could have been a crab person. And then you would have had Melissa McCarthy falling in love with Octavia Spencer. This movie's stupid. Don't watch it. And don't watch Life of the Party. He's done other movies too. I can't imagine why. I don't understand how people that are so bad at their craft are given money to put stuff out. Like, I can't imagine people watch Life of the Party. We're like, oh, we got to get this guy to do a superhero movie for Netflix. Doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, Thunder Force. Don't watch it. Go get yourself some amazing coffee from our sponsor, Station House Coffee, on Instagram, stationhousecoffee.com, on the web. Go order yourself some small batch, single origin, premium coffee straight from Vermont. Let's support some small businesses, shall we? Shall we do that in this time of economic crisis? We support our small businesses and get ourselves a nice bag of roasted premium coffee to grind and run water through it and drink it and get all the benefits that you get from drinking coffee, like waking up, staying alert, get your mind right, get your body right, get yourself some Station House Coffee. Follow them on Instagram, stationhousecoffee.com. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. And follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!